So you're looking to find your dream home? You want to know how to get there? Well, in this video, we're going to do a step-by-step guide with LPT Realty, and I'll be your LPT representative. So let's get going. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with LPT Realty. This is your first time to our channel. We do tons and tons of videos to help you out, figure out if you're an agent or aspiring agent, or you're just trying to get some more information on real estate. We've got the answers for you here. I made a ton of mistakes as a real estate agent, so I'd love for you to live vicariously through my happenings, right? I've been a single agent, been a team agent, buyer's agent, been an ops manager, and heck, here a team lead now here in Florida. And we've been multiple states, so please listen to me here and learn vicariously through me. They say you're the sum of the 5 people you listen to. Let me be one of those voices to help you get to your next stage. All right, so let's talk about what it's like to find your dream home and the step-by-steps to help and guide. So number one, if you're watching this and you're going to purchase a home, or if you're an agent and you're trying to help somebody, please follow these steps. Number one is you got to know yourself, okay? Know yourself as a buyer, or get to know the buyer, okay? Know what you want and what you don't want. Take a time to sit down and write down your needs and your wants and prioritize them. Because no home that you're going to find is going to be 100%, even if you custom build it, right? So you'll really want to take the time to figure out what is that top percentage that I'm willing to expect. Usually a home that you find is somewhere between 85 to 95% of what your needs are. If that's it, then that's probably the one you want to go with. So know yourself, and if you're not the only decision maker, sit down with the other one, whether it's your spouse, mother-in-law, whoever else is living with you, and make sure that their priorities are taken into account as well. Number 2, research before you start looking at homes. Research the areas, research the neighborhoods, the schools, or whatever else is going to be important to you and your family, okay? Do that research before you go out and start looking at homes so that you can have, well, first of all, so you save yourself some time, right? And you're looking in the right areas first, but you'll also have a better expectation of what to anticipate when you start getting into that market. Number 3 is going to be financing. Unless you're one of those people that have saved up or came into a whole lot of cash, you're going to have to get financing. And it's one thing to go, yes, I want this home at $450,000, and then you go look at one. And then you find to go get lending after you just fell in love with it and you're emotionally attached. And then they tell you, hey, you can only afford $425,000. It's just emotionally debilitating. Let's not do that. Okay? That's not good for you. That's not good for the real estate professionals that are with you. Like it's terrible. All right? So figure out that financing before you actually go out and start looking at homes. Okay? And you can contact lenders. My suggestion always is to contact a real estate professional that's local, and they'll be able to give you a couple of different lenders to go to. Now, number 4 is you want to set up a timeline. When do you want to move? When do you want to be under contract? When do all these things need to happen, right? So set up a timeline when you're going to be moving to a specific area, when you need to be in line for, say, kids to start school, just an example, or when you need to start your job, and set up that sort of timeline to get those things accomplished. The more detailed, the better you can be. Nothing ever goes to plan, so obviously put those together. Number 5, when you're looking for homes, think of the long term, okay? Not the short term or what's really good for me now given the market. What's the long-term implication of me moving here? Maybe it's environmental. Maybe it's the house itself, right? Maybe you're a younger couple and looking to have kids. Is this going to be able to support that in the next 3 to 5 years before you're going to be able to purchase your next home, right? So think kind of long-term when it comes to that, what those taxes might turn into, all the different things that may happen to a specific area, to a specific home. And when you look at these homes, you also want to go, is it newer, older? Is it a fixer-upper? Am I really going to have time to fix this up, or can I live with it? For how long could I live with it before my spouse stabs me? Just kidding. But, something like that. You want to know, what are the long-term implications of where we're moving to? Now, number 6 should have been number 1, but work with a realtor. Okay? Most of the realtors out there are looking out for your best interest. And what I would suggest is hire a buyer's agent, somebody that specifically works with buyers. Don't just go out to the listing agent and ask them to show the house. Do you think that there's a conflict if that's the case? If they're looking to help the seller as well as you? No matter what their transactional status is, of course there's a conflict, right? They're not necessarily working for you, they're working for the transaction. And they'll give you the basics, but they're not really going to give you the advice the same that somebody that just represents you is, right? So please do work with a realtor. Interview a couple of different buyer's agents and then figure out which one you want to go with. Some of the buyer's agents, to include people on our team, do buyer's consultations where they'll sit down with you for 45 minutes to an hour and explain everything that you need to know about the process and then dig deep exactly what you're looking for. If somebody doesn't do that for you, then you're probably not working with the best buyer's agent. So make sure that you take the time to go with a realtor. It is going to save you so much headache in the long run. Number 7, be realistic, all right? For an example, our team here is on the Emerald Coast of Florida, where we have waterfront properties and we have, some that are out in the sticks, like country living, right? You're not going to find something on the water with Gulf view for something that's less than $500,000, right? It just doesn't exist. And if you've been looking online and it doesn't exist, if you're the buyer, then it probably doesn't exist at all. So you want to be realistic based upon what's currently on the market or even what has sold recently on the market on what pricing is going to be, conditions going to be, and location based off of your price. I mean, we're not all on HGTV where, my husband collects pennies for a living and I mow grasses and have a online business making paper flowers and my budget's 1.2 million. I mean, it doesn't work out that way, right? So you got to be realistic with the price point and what you're looking for. And realistically, is this going to be too much for me to handle? Am I going to be house poor? Even though I have this great house, can I afford it? Will I be able to do anything else? So be realistic and don't expect perfection. It's just not going to happen. And even if you go, I don't have a timeline, Tim, I can sit around and wait for that perfect house. That perfect house is never going to happen. Because by the time that house that you were looking for finally becomes available, the market's already appreciated. So do you think it's the same price as it was today that you were looking? Absolutely not. Now it's more expensive. Okay? So you want to be realistic in what you're going for. You might as well get into a house and be realistic, get that appreciation, and you can always upgrade later, right? Okay. Last but not least, number 8, limit other people's opinions. Oh my goodness. Please limit other people's opinions on what you should do. Pick a trusted professional. If you have a realtor representative, you've signed an agreement with them, that's who you trust, that you're both on the same page, that should be one of those people that you should interact with. If you don't have one of those, maybe it's a real estate lawyer. But the other people that you should pay attention to are the people that actually have a vested interest in your home. Whether it is your spouse, maybe your kids, mother-in-law that I used earlier. Hopefully, maybe you love your mother-in-law, whatever. All those people that will be living with you, use those people. But don't ask a million people because all it's going to be is what we call analysis paralysis. You're going to continue to consider their opinions and never make a decision. And then by the time that you're like, yeah, I'm interested in that, so is somebody else. And now you don't have the same competitive advantage because now you're competing with another buyer, right? And that's called multiple offers. Great for a seller, not so much for you, okay? So based on the market, you'll probably have time or you may not have time at all. But again, the real estate professional will understand that. And move quickly and in the best interest of you and people that have vested interest. Do not listen to everybody else. That person at work that talked about a house that they sold was a completely different financial situation, completely different familial situation. Concentrate on you. Use that gut feeling and purchase your home. Purchase that dream home. All right, well, that's all I do have for finding your dream home step-by-step guide with LPT Realty. If you do have any questions, please go ahead and leave it here in the comments below. And of course, if you are moving here or If you're an aspiring agent and looking for some help, please go ahead and reach out to us. Give us a call, text, email. Happy to help any way that we can. Again, my name's Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with LPT Realty. We'll see you in our next video. Take care.